The Dan Townley Breakfast Show. Weekdays 8 till 10 on Six Towns Radio.
Welcome back to the Dan Townley Breakfast Show on Six Towns Radio. I'm now joined by Phase 5. Good morning, lads. How you doing?
What up?
Oh, wow. You're all very tired. It was like a herd of cows just kind of mooing together. Good morning. Why are you getting us up?
That's
why
a
are you
9 a.m. voice.
Your 9 a.m. voice.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Again, I apologise. I can't apologise enough. But I sincerely apologise. We have got JayC, Jeremiah, Nelson, Odon, and Lee, who are you all make up Phase 5. One of the newest boy bands on the scene, really, for us in the UK at least. Anyway, there's a load of different. What I'm interested in about this band is, first of all, we'll ask in a second how you got together. But you've got guys from the US, Puerto Rico, Belgium, and Stoke, which is where the connection kind of comes in. Like, feel free to all jump in. But how did this band kind of get together?
Come on.
Well, I moved to Los Angeles in 2013. I was auditioning for shows like X Factor and that kind of stuff, and it wasn't working out. It was a great experience, but it wasn't me, per se. So I decided I wanted to create my own future and journey and vision, and I held auditions in October 2013, and that's where I found JayC and Nelson. And then we had a second round of auditions, and then Odon is from Belgium, and he decided to fly to LA for these auditions with no promises, nothing.
Crazy.
This is the opportunity of my life, so let's just give it a try, you know?
Yeah, and then Lee and I randomly met in North Hollywood.
That was 2013.
2013, and an opportunity kind of presented itself for him to join the group, and I messaged him on Facebook, and I was like, hey man, do you want to join a boy band? And he thought I was kidding at first, and I was like, no, like, we need to know, do you want to join this group? He said, okay. He hopped right on the plane.
So you were like, yeah, of course I want to join a boy band. That's going to happen.
Yeah, right.
Well, it's funny though, because I was trying to get him to audition for another group summer of 2014 at IDA for Sony, and I'm glad we didn't make him do it, because now
so he joined your band. You were trying to get him to join another band.
Yeah,
because
he was saying like,
you're trying to get rid of me.
No, but he was saying like he wanted to.
Let's not start any arguments on air. I can't deal with that. I'm not a Jeremy Kyle character trying to work out the arguments.
It's kind of like fate. How it's all happened, like everybody's
not kind
come
of
together for a reason.
It is.
So.
It's also weird because at some point in our lives we've probably somehow crossed paths with each other. Like Alex and Lee were talking the other day, saying how they both attended the same dance workshop, and they didn't know each other at the time, obviously, but it's kind of weird to know that they could have crossed paths and been in the same dance.
Yeah. Me and Jeremiah, I'm Nelson, and Jeremiah and I lived in Florida when he was like an hour away from me,
and then
too.
I spent summer in LA when JayC spent the summer in LA, so it was, it's pretty.
So it is pretty much fate that you all came together. You all crossed paths somewhere or another.
That's corny.
That's what you're going to go with. We'll go with the fate thing because it just sounds cool.
Yeah,
it's better than being a manufactured band. You're like, well, fate brought us together.
Not cliche.
We get that asked all the time if we were manufactured, and it's amazing that we are able to say nope.
Manufactured by fate. That's what you can say. That can be your new answer.
Very organic.
Oh, guys, that's the album cover or the album title. Manufactured by Fate.
I'm happy. You can't just steal that while I'm in the room.
No, he gets 5.
10%. We had 10%. Lee said 10%. We're going with Lee. So the band together. Obviously, you can see that you're really good friends now. What was it like when you first got together? Was it instantly straight away you all clicked?
Not
and you all got
at
together?
all.
Was it not? You're completely different.
I mean, some of us
a little harder, just
like
because we're so different from each other.
Yeah.
That like sometimes it just doesn't work. It didn't work. We had to learn how to live together, how to work together as bandmates. I feel like now it's more than a friendship because
cultural backgrounds as well.
Together.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there's so many different countries.
Exactly, 5 different guys from all across the world, different upbringing, different cultures, and 5 guys meshed together, and we just over time we learned how to mesh and work together as
and
a
understand
team
each
and understand
other.
what the bigger vision is. And
I guess that makes you stronger as a band, though, doesn't it? If you've
For
got to work with each other.
We all have the same. We all have the same goals, and we all live in the same house. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Does that not get like?
Seeing
the same people every
day.
day.
We're so busy. Usually,
Yeah.
we never actually are in the house. We're always up and about, interviews,
doing stuff,
recording or whatever. So.
And you got to think about it with your family, like. Obviously, you see them every day if you live at home with your family, and that's kind of what it's turned into. Like, we're kind of used to it.
You mentioned before that you all started off as dancers. Like, you all are dancers and you're singers as well.
Yeah, pretty much.
Was there ever a moment where you thought you might have to decide between singing or dancing? Was it you always realised?
I was studying dance at a college called Lippe, which is in Liverpool.
Yeah.
And I was about 3 months from graduating and getting my degree. And Paul McCartney would have shook my hand. And
here he goes. He likes to throw this in our face all the time.
And then it was 3 months before I was going to graduate, and I had to choose between going into LA and joining this boy band or graduating Lippe. And to be honest with you, it wasn't really a tough one, but I just took it and went straight to LA. Yeah. So once I heard that I'd gotten the boy band, I was about 2 weeks later, and I was in Los Angeles in North Hollywood.
Yeah, it's so weird because it's a complete opposite story for me. I didn't move out to Los Angeles with the dream of being a singer or in a boy band at all. I just went out there to pursue dance, acting, any entertainment that I could get myself into. And 3 months later, after moving into Los Angeles, I just auditioned and I got in. So it was pretty surreal to call my mom and tell her, hey, I'm in a boy band. And she's like, do you even sing? I'm like, so.
What is that conversation like when you are telling your family that you are going to be in a boy band? So I imagine it's not one of the it's not one of the easiest.
I was freaking out.
Yeah. My parents were very hesitant when I told them that I was going to be starting the project in the first place.
Really?
Because they're like, how are you going to do this? How are you even going to find a label? How are you going to do this, and that? Because to an outsider, I guess they expect you, if you're not coming off a show like X Factor or something like that, they don't expect you to be able to be successful. Yeah. And I just knew, like, what I wanted, so I didn't really care. And I mean, look at us now. We're sitting in sunny Stoke-on-Trent.
Nobody's ever called it that before. But thanks anyway.
This is a lot of people's goals here, to be
I was going to say, when Lee was a young kid, the age of 8, walking around in Stoke, and the wonderful Biddulphins, like, none of you will have any clue what I'm saying here. You were like, no, I want to give up Oatcakes for a boy band. That's what you're going to do.
We got to the house at about 2 a.m. this morning. From the train in London, and the first thing my mum said is, I've got some oatcakes for them. Do they want oatcakes?
Have you all tried oatcakes?
Not yet.
Well, we did have our cuppas.
That's like customary when you come into the UK. You get handed that when you get off the plane. You're like, a cup of tea? Yeah, of course.
We were all very impressed by Biddulph's hospitality.
Biddulph's hospitality, you were all very impressed.
Their
Amazing.
family they're amazing hosts, so thank you,
Perfect.
the Brown family.
there we go. That's perfect for you. I hope I'm not going to embarrass you by this. I'm going to play your song, if that's okay. Glow.
Turn up in the morning.
Early morning turn up.
That got a better reaction than I thought it was going to. So I'm going to play Glow. When we come back, we're going to ask more questions. We're going to do a bit of a quick fire round when you can only answer with one answer each. You get the same question, so we see the different opinions in the band. But right now, this is Phase 5 Glow. Stay tuned to 6 Towns Radio for more with the lads.
Can I spark a flame for your marriage chain? Cause you're so insane. I'm trying to blow you up on a Tuesday.
6 Towns Radio.
Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday, happy birthday.
Welcome back to 6 Towns Radio. This is the Dan Townley Breakfast Show. It is the 6 Towns Radio birthday week. We've turned 5. Happy birthday to us. I'm still joined in the studio by JayC, Jeremiah, Nelson, Odon and Lee, who collectively make up Phase 5. Lads, hello, good morning.
Good morning.
That was far too synchronised.
You
didn't even look at each other. You just felt the presence. It's the fate thing all over again.
Perfect harmony.
It was. That's a good song title.
Second album.
I just want to say something. Your birthday is today?
It was on Tuesday at the radio station.
My birthday was yesterday.
Yeah, we've got a question about that actually.
Cool.
Let's see, look, it's as if you read the question. How did you feel? This is from somebody called @losemymind_4_ TW on Twitter.
Alexis, yes.
So, there we go. They said, how did you feel celebrating not just your 21st birthday, but celebrating it in London?
It was really cool because when we found out we were going to come to London, and I found out it was going to be during my birthday, I just freaked out. And I was like, guys, we're going to be celebrating my birthday while I'm in London. Although being 21 in the UK, or in Europe for that matter, doesn't really matter.
No, I was going to say 21 in the US.
18. But best believe when we get back to the States, we're all going to go out for a little
Are you the youngest of the band then?
No, actually Odin is. So.
Odin.
I am.
So you still can't drink in the US?
In the US.
For like a couple...
So you're going to have to get in all the partying now, and then back for
a
orange
couple
juice.
weeks.
But that's
His birthday is September 25th.
Tonight
so it's coming up.
I'll show him a good night out in Stoke.
Yep.
A good night out in Stoke.
Yep.
Fair enough. So catch phase 5 around Stoke.
Or maybe not a good, just a night out.
Just just a reflex or something, just a bar there, you'll be fine. Let's talk about your time in the UK. I've seen in another interview that when you were looking forward to coming to the UK, you were looking forward to the food, the shopping. Obviously, you mentioned Nando's as well. So now you've spent the best part of the week here. What has been the best thing about your time in the UK, apart of course from visiting here?
Nando's.
That's not the correct answer. You're supposed to say visiting here.
And
this definitely. This
Too late now. I don't want to hear it.
Interview.
This morning, right now.
Don't want to hear it.
Dan,
Don't want to hear it.
ask us again, Dan. Ask us again.
Let's go back in time and try
let's
that again.
pretend.
All right, let's do it.
So you guys, last time I saw an interview, you did. You said you were looking forward to the food and whatnot. So, what's been the best thing about being in the UK? Nando's! I've been absolutely stitched up by phase 5. You know what? Interview over. Done. Let's get someone else in. Someone off the street will be fine. Is Nando's a thing in the US that you look forward to?
There's actually one location.
I think they have one or two.
DC,
Yeah,
but,
one or two.
Other than that, it's not much of a thing.
You do realise for us in the UK, it's just another chicken place.
No.
Yeah.
It's not this massive thing
To
which
us,
you've made
it
it
was
out
a
to be.
religious experience.
Really?
They loved it. They absolutely loved it.
And you were just like, it's just hot chicken.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
Because
Hey,
Nelson doesn't like hot food, so we had to mild that down for him a bit. He had
Yeah.
the-
Have a
he had the
lemon and herb.
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 The plainish.
I had the lemon and herb as well, and
Yeah.
it was very amazing.
You don't go to Nando's and have lemon and herb. Why have you not taught them well, Lee? This is your fault.
We need
He was too busy pouring sauce all over his plate
If
for us.
anybody important in Stoke is listening, then we want a Nando's.
We're getting one.
We're getting a Nando's in Stoke.
We're getting 2 Nando's in Stoke, not
Good
just one.
job.
Obviously,
Start
this
off with
is this interview is not sponsored by Nando's, but if you want to, then at 6 Downs Radio, we'll have free chicken to promote chicken. It's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're getting 2 in Stoke, so that's it. So that's when you next come to Stoke. We'll all go to Nando's. We'll be phase 6 just for the day. We'll go and have
You
chicken.
never answered me
You
though.
can't-
What's your phase?
Exactly.
What does it?
See, I'm phase Earth.
Okay.
Phase frequency.
What are you?
Electricity.
Phase air.
Phase metal.
Phase water.
But yeah, like Nelson said, phase
this
frequency sounds
Oh, that's
sick.
kinda cool.
That's really cool. So I think that could be pretty fitting for you.
Okay, I love that one.
Yeah,
I
phase
will know.
frequency.
Phase frequency. That's me.
sick.
I'm now going to join the band. I'm going to change my Twitter handle. I'm going to get a little header sorted out. I'm now part of phase. Phase 6. That's what we're going with.
Exactly. All right.
So whilst you have been in Stoke, in the UK, you took part in Soccer 6.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
That was a lot.
Now, I mean, I'm not that good at math, but Soccer 6 is 6-a-side football. There's only 5 of you.
Yeah.
So what happened? Did you
Oh,
rush
we had
goalkeepers?
Will
I had
Black.
a friend named
Will
we met
Black.
At Will.
Okay.
Yeah, right. And he was pretty cool. He was a
Yeah,
really good soccer player.
thank God we
Thank
had
goodness,
him.
because if we
Oh,
didn't have
soccer,
him, we
soccer.
would
Yeah, he carried the team. Just
He
to
carried
say
the team.
least.
That's
Him
what
and
it
Lee.
was.
It was really amazing. Well, the guys never played football before, so it was a bit of a weird one. But I think they
No
really enjoyed
rules.
it, and actually they were not too bad. So
Really?
Yeah.
Are you just being nice?
No,
Just being nice.
no,
Just being
but
nice.
we played 2 rounds or 2 games. I don't know.
And we lost both.
We lost both, but the second round, we knew what we were kind of doing. I still didn't know
You
until
knew what you were doing. The
I
first
mean-
game, it makes it sound like you were picking the ball up and just
I
running
pretty
around
much
with it.
was. Like,
Yeah.
I was goalie, and every single time I pick up the ball, the ref would be like, "You're not supposed to do that." I was like, "I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on."
Not only
But,
that, the other team, they were younger boys,
Yeah.
and they were rough.
yeah,
They were going
killing
for
us,
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what happens with the English. With the
Yeah,
English
yeah,
side.
Really.
We get
You
brought
guys
up to
take
hurt
your
people in
football
football.
serious.
That's the thing.
It
That's
was
when we
kind
play
of cool
football.
to see
You hurt
like
them.
the amount of like celebrities and like social media stars and that kind of stuff too, all kind of going to the event because there were so many girls out there just freaking out over.
I guess
everyone.
that's the coolest thing about being in a boy band, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's the
very
girls that
convenient,
just
I'm not
freak
gonna
out,
lie.
just speaking to them and they're like, ah!
it's definitely
Pretty
top.
much.
It's definitely top 3.
Definitely one of the top 3 things.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the top 3 things of being in a boy band?
So we've got the girls.
The girls.
That's pretty cool.
I would say like
Stage.
the stage, you have to be able to
Performing.
perform.
Yeah,
is-
Yeah.
definitely.
Spoken like a true
And I'd
performer.
say having our own music, that's nice.
Oh,
I'm proud
okay.
of.
Having our own good.
Good music. That
Good
is the
music,
important thing.
exactly.
The important thing.
That's the
Music
plus.
is music. It's just having the music we want. Is
Yeah.
Exactly.
one of our favorite parts of this journey.
That's good.
Honorable mention would be sharing the experience with other people because we meet a lot of like solo artists that say all the time like you guys are so lucky to have people to be with, and it's very true because sometimes like we did a performance at the OC fair, we had to sing by ourselves and it was so awkward because we're used to like looking back and forth to each other and being
Yeah.
like, having that camaraderie on stage, and
Yeah.
it's a little weird when it's not all 5 of us together.
So we spoke about Stoke-on-Trent. Do you have any other plans to come back to the UK? Obviously, you're leaving on Sunday.
As of yet,
After
not
this trip,
just yet,
yeah.
but we like Odin
After
just
this
said,
trip, we definitely wanna
wanna
come back.
Do a couple more gigs, maybe a tour.
Yeah.
Potentially.
I mean, Soccer 6 invited us back down for Halloween, but I don't think we're able to do it because we go on tour when we get back to the US.
Oh, okay.
But if we can fit something in, like if you can give us an excuse to come back, then
I would happily invite you back to Six Towns Radio anytime.
Well,
In
perfect.
fact,
we would love to come back.
if I had the money, I would buy a plane and then I would make an airport in Stoke somewhere so I could just transport you to and from
perfect.
all of that. But unfortunately, I don't have that kind of money.
All right, well,
So we can imagine that happened. And maybe we'll just like talk on Twitter and stuff. We'll still feel like we're connected.
You can let us know when that happens. Then
Yes, it'll be about the same time as we open the Nando's as well. So we did talk about the tour.
Yeah.
Do you guys, maybe individually or as a group, have a dream act that you'd like to collaborate with?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I think unanimously we
I
can all
must
say
confess.
Fifth Harmony.
Fifth Harmony. Okay.
But
Just because they're
individually-
the female version of Phase 5.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
it.
Yeah, and I think that's never been done before. A boy band and a girl group going on a tour, and we would like to do stuff with them, like dance routines and like
Ooh,
okay.
hybrids of songs and that kind of stuff too. I think that
Do
was,
stuff with them. All right.
well, listen, this is a morning show, guys.
This is
There are kids listening.
X-rated breakfast show. That's what's happening.
Bad Boys of Pop.
If you could visit, this is another question from Twitter. If you could visit anywhere in the world, where would you go and why?
All right, let's go down the
Nando.
Let's go down the line.
line. Jeremiah.
Where would I visit? Well, this was my goal, honestly, was to come to the UK. You can ask the guys. I've been wanting to come here for forever, so that's
Okay.
scratched
Where's
off
your
my
next
list. Brazil, I think, would be awesome to go to. The supporters there are insane.
Yep.
So
I was gonna say Rio in Brazil, but I think if it wasn't that, then probably Japan.
Oh,
Okay.
you stole mine. I was gonna say Japan as well.
You can still have the same answer. Don't worry. It's fine.
I was going to say these two, too. Brazil and Japan, but to be a little more original, I'm going to say, like, the Caribbean. I would like to go see that.
Ooh,
Not go back to
Greece.
Belgium? You take the lads back to Belgium? Would you do that?
that's sort of in the works.
Oh, is it?
Maybe.
Is this an
Going-
exclusive?
Going
Is
back
this
to
an exclusive?
Belgium.
Have we got an exclusive? Have we just unearthed an exclusive on Six Towns Radio?
Yes, nothing-
Somebody press the exclusive klaxon. We've
It's in
done
the
it.
air, It's in the air.
Yes,
It's in the
nothing
air.
solidified just yet, but
But
yeah,
it's an
we-
exclusive.
we are-
Belgium, prepare yourselves.
Newspapers,
We'll go with
get
that.
ready.
We'll go with that. Who would you like to
Well,
collaborate with?
besides going home, which is in the Caribbean, see that we got that one. I would love to go to Australia. I've always
Australia.
wanted to go there.
I heard the spiders are big there, so I'm not too keen on that.
You're not too. You just get sorry lads.
And don't
You
they
can get a
eat
spider to
Marmite?
replace me for this trip. It'll be fine. That's what's going to
That's very
happen.
good.
Let's do a couple of quick fire questions before you have to leave. Then, feel free. Shall we get on the list again? Shall we list the line? Okay. So quick fire. Who is the loudest in the group?
Oh,
Odin.
Odin is. Oh, you agree? Yeah, let's agree together.
apologize.
individually, guys.
Sorry, my bad.
Oh, it's all right. We can go.
No.
No, down the line.
Okay, individually.
We'll start on that
I
end because I
messed
need
up.
more
Okay.
time to think. But yes, Odin
Who's the
is
loudest in the group?
Odin.
Odin. Who takes the longest to get ready?
Nelson.
No, me.
Oh.
Yeah, you answer all of them.
Oh,
Who takes the longest to
myself.
get ready?
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, you take the longest to get ready.
I do.
Who is the practical joker of the group? The one where you wouldn't
Lay.
want like okay. And hang on. One thing you can't leave when you're going out on tour.
Phone.
Your phone. Odin, same questions to you. Who's the loudest in your opinion?
In my opinion, the loudest would be myself, I guess.
Yourself. I am the loudest. There we go. Who takes the longest to get ready?
I would say Lee, just because of this hair.
Is it? Yeah, his hair is like
That
it's like the eighth wonder of the world. That's
Seriously.
that's what it is. Who's the practical joker of the group?
Lee too.
Yep. And one thing you can't leave without when going on tour.
Uh,
The other band members.
That's important,
Right? I mean, if
I
you
think
went
we're
on tour
gonna keep
without
phase
them,
frequency because he's thinking right.
okay, same question. Who's the loudest?
I think all of these answers that we're gonna say are pretty much
pretty
gonna be
much
the
the
same.
same.
But Odin for sure, he's
Odin,
pretty
okay.
loud.
Who takes the longest to get ready?
Nelson for sure.
So we've got Nelson and Lee.
Yes.
Who is the practical joker?
Lee's the cheeky one of the group for
The
sure.
cheeky one. And
so,
who?
yes.
Something that you can't leave back home when you're going out on tour.
your wallet.
Yeah, I was gonna say my
Your
wallet, money.
That's an important one.
Yeah,
That's an important
yeah.
one. Lee, same questions to you. Who's the loudest in your opinion?
We all have our loud moments, but I'd say Odin or JayC.
Who takes the longest to get ready?
Nelson or Jeremiah.
You're not saying yourself.
What?
I mean,
I can be efficient at times.
okay. Who's the practical joker? Not yourself. The other lads. Who's the practical joker?
In fact, we played a little practical joke yesterday, so Odin's idea.
Odin. Okay. And one thing you can't leave without when you're going out on tour.
Hairspray.
Yeah, I was gonna say hairspray. Why was
I was waiting.
Okay, we were literally at the soccer field. We were about to go play soccer and get sweaty and messed up, but he felt the need to spray a pound of hairspray in his hair.
Have you not
I'm
seen
like,
Cristiano Ronaldo?
You're literally
I don't
ruining
think a pound
the
of
ozone
hairspray
layer.
because I think hairspray is very light, and a pound of hairspray will be a lot.
A pound of hairspray.
Which is why I said a pound.
I was gonna say that's even more impressive. If you're having a pound of hairspray, you need to lay off because you can't go near any open flame
He
because
is ruining.
you'll be
very
you'll be
top-heavy,
phase
very
fire.
top-heavy.
Exactly.
That's what it would be. You'd be phase fire.
and you will no longer be a face.
No, I was gonna get sweaty in my hair. It'd be all over the place. So, I mean,
So you wanted to use hairspray. Okay, Jeremiah. Same questions to you. Who is the loudest in the bands?
It was a tie between JayC and Odin.
Okay, who takes the longest to get ready?
Nelson for sure. But
who-
Lee likes to stare at himself. He'll get ready he'll be the first one done, but stares in the middle or the mirror for like 20 minutes, and then he'll change his outfit like 3 or 4 times before we leave.
Wow.
So they're a tie.
Wow. Who's the practical joker in your opinion?
Lee. Most
Lee.
likely.
And
Yeah.
one thing you can't leave without when you're going out on tour.
My brothers.
Oh.
Now you realise.
Oh.
No, but it's
we'll pay you later,
most
Jeremiah.
likely just my phone and the charger. That,
Oh, so it's gone from them to my phone.
Listen, yeah.
I need my phone.
I'm the charger. Yeah.
Let's before you do shit off. I want to know about the worst practical joke that Lee or somebody else has done to you. Because if he's the joker, I imagine he's always pulling practical
Not
jokes.
always, but
Is this?
It's like his quirkiness is not necessarily like acts that he. It's the stuff he says and stuff like
How
that.
about
So, like,
how about hiding to scare us?
Oh yes.
Filming it and then getting scared himself.
He scared his.
I made myself jump. when I
How?
scared them.
Exactly. Only Lee would know the answer to that. We don't know what goes on in that brain, but
You
whatever.
know when it's
truly
so,
amazing.
It's so quiet, and I got into the house for all of them, and I decided to hide around the corner, and and it was dark, and it was late at night, and I was like, okay, this is gonna be really good. So I got my phone out, and then
I can't.
I said,
First
I was
of all,
like,
we saw him.
and then
Yes.
first of all they saw us of me already, but I didn't know that. And then I jumped, and I jumped more than the rest. So if you look back at this
The
footage,
video's like.
all it is a shaky camera and a
In
boo,
darkness.
and you can just see the floor.
So
Yeah,
you
that's
scared yourself.
Typical Lee.
So yeah, I'm the practical.
Hashtag typical Lee.
I wouldn't say practical joker, more like the silliest member of the group, scaring
Yeah.
yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is maybe you should just all plan a massive
He
scare
can
prank
scare
on
himself,
Lee.
that wasn't-
He's a character.
That's what you
for
should
sure.
do. Yeah, you should all just scare Lee. You should do a
Yeah.
series of videos.
That's
Where can people go and find your music?
You can do all of the social media shenanigans at Phase V Music, PHASE V Music, and in case you forget, you can just go to our website, phasevmusic.com.
And then we have all of our songs. We have an EP out called The Rise, and that is on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, pretty much every media outlet online. So
Definitely.
you can go there and Google and whatever. Shout out to Google.
Preferably
Purchase our music, and yeah.
Thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you for
I've
having
actually
us.
genuinely loved having you in the studio,
Thank you.
and I'm now technically part of the band. So
Yeah,
Yep.
Phase
the breakfast show is no longer
We
going to
have a rehearsal
happen.
tonight.
That's fine.
Wait,
Can
we
I-
have
can
a
I
gig
plug- can I
tonight.
plug
What
a
you
show?
mean?
Of course you can
Oh,
plug a
yeah.
show. Yeah.
We have a show tonight in Stoke, and it's at the Roaring Meg in Biddulph, and that is on Pennine Way in Biddulph. So come along, and we'll be on at about it's from 8 p.m. So I hope
Yeah.
And you can meet the guys as well.
Yes, meet
Yeah,
us,
yes, lots
have
of
some
selfies.
food, have some drinks, and enjoy the night because it's guaranteed to be a fun show. So
Thank you very
love to
much.
see you guys there.
JayC, Jeremiah, Nelson, Odin, and Lee, you've been an absolute pleasure. Don't forget to check out Phase 5, as they said, on Twitter, Facebook, and download their EP as well.
Yes.
It's been an absolute pleasure, as I said. Best of luck. And also,
Thank you.
enjoy
so
your
much.
gig tonight in Stoke. And enjoy oatcakes. That is the important thing. I want to
yeah.
genuinely want to see pictures of all of you eating oatcakes on all your
All right,
social
got
media.
you, man. You got
That's
it.
what's
Make
going to
that
We
happen.
love
got
to
it.
eat, so that's no problem.
Perfect. Oatcakes, bacon and cheese. Nice, that was bacon and cheese oatcakes. So the rest
No
of you...
bacon for me.
No, we've got a vegetarian. Nelson.
I mean, just an
He was
oatcake.
so disappointed.
Just an oatcake. I've never had an oatcake without bacon in it, so this
You can
might be an
you can have,
experience.
Veggie
eat
bacon.
fish, so you can
Bacon.
have Tuna.
Yes, bacon.
All right,
I'll do that.
Tuna and cheese.
That looks good.
Tuna and cheese oatcake. But anyway, Phase 5, thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you
Best of
so
luck.
much.
Enjoy.
Thank you, man.
See you, Stoke.
The Dan Townley Breakfast Show. Weekdays 8 till 10 on 6 Towns Radio.